But you see a little wisp on the side of my head?
Yeah.
It's annoying me.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Is that better?
Okay. Yes, basically.
Okay. Do you want to tell the story of the painting behind us?
Do I want to tell the story of the painting?
Mm-hmm.
So I was walking down the street at our old studio a few blocks away I was alone. And was I alone? I'm sorry, this is not the way to begin a story. I think I was alone, or if I wasn't alone, it was my friend Swifty Lang, who was a former studio mate of mine, who's a writer, great guy. He lives in California now with his family. Mm-hmm. Anyway, whether or not he was with me or not, I was walking down the street and I saw this giant painting of Pennywise, this black and white painting from the Stephen King book, TV series, movie called It.
I think, yeah, most people probably.
I never assume.
Yeah.
I never assume. I also never assume that anyone saw Star Wars and know certain things that has become basically, like everyone in the world basically knows who Luke Skywalker's father is, but I'm not going to spoil that for people because it was spoiled to me. So I'm not going to.
Yeah, because my daughter, I don't think she knows. We haven't watched it yet.
And you're going to watch it tomorrow night, actually, aren't you?
Well, we're watching Empire, and then I have a feeling that Sunday might be Jedi because she's never, that I can think of, I don't think she's ever seen anything with a cliffhanger.
Oh, that's before. A good movie, The Cliffhanger.
It is. Every movie I think she's seen has had a happy ending. And when she was really little, she used to get so upset when sad things and awful things would happen in the movies, and I would tell her, just remember, most movies have a very happy ending. It's not kind of an awful. Well, when you're a kid, that's true. When you're an adult, that's not true at all. That's
not true at all. Yeah, but even the unhappy endings can be a good ending, like the right ending.
Well, yeah.
But I do remember seeing Empire Strikes Back in the theater.
You saw it in the theater.
I saw Star Wars in the theater.
You've seen all of the Star Wars movies in a theater.
Yes.
All of them.
In fact, I read the Star Wars comic before it came out in the movie theater, illustrated by Howard Chaykin, and 9 years later, I would be as an assistant, or maybe 11 years later. I can't remember. But yeah, about a decade later on American Flag. Anyway, so I remember seeing Empire Strikes Back, and at the end, oh my God, it's to be continued. Like, it's a cliffhanger.
I know.
And I'm not even going to spoil that, even though we all know what the cliffhanger is.
Well, no, because if my kid sees it, she doesn't know what it is. I can't wait to see how she reacts.
But I actually have a question about that in a second. Anyway, so I was so thrilled to know that there was more Star Wars story. That's what that meant. There would be a third movie. Yeah. I didn't know there was going to be a third movie.
Because there was no energy. Like, how
there
would you know?
Trilogies.
How would you know? Yeah.
And then you find out later that there was a planned 9 movies, which is bananas, right? Anyway, so my question is, does your daughter know who Luke Skywalker's father is?
Well, I don't think she might. I'm not sure because she's 8. Most of her friends have seen, especially the boys, have seen it and talk about it.
Why especially boys?
Because really, I think more boys than girls that she knows have seen those movies and seen because she saw we watched The Mandalorian together. So that was actually her introduction. And I think it's kind of like a good introduction.
It's a good
for
taste
a kid
to the world.
And then when she saw, we watched Star Wars last weekend, and when she saw it, there are certain characters she recognized, and so she was into it. But so she might. I'm not,
because when she watches Empire, that's a big reveal, and I wonder if she's gonna be like, I knew that.
Well, maybe
because the world has spoiled that, and not the world is spoiled, but also it's just like after it was revealed, that's just part of the storytelling when they sell the story.
But she's still so new to it. That was part of the fun. Was I mean, how often do you get to watch Star Wars with somebody who's never seen it before?
Mm-hmm.
And then like just seeing how she reacted to stuff and like hearing her like my favorite is that she calls Han Solo the driver.
Yeah, I love
He's
that.
the driver.
He is the driver.
He's the driver. And she calls C-3PO the gold guy.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, everybody has like a little nickname to her.
Yeah, I love that. I love that.
Leia the Big Buns.
Big Buns Leia.
Big Buns. Also my nickname. No, that wasn't. It wasn't ever my nickname.
Wait, now what was the original question? I can't remember.
Wait, I don't know if I asked a question. What made us start talking about Star Wars?
Maybe cliffhangers? Did we talk about something like
maybe
cliffhangers?
I don't know.
And now I don't remember the beginning of this conversation. We're tired. It's late at night.
That's the problem. It's night work. We're always working so late.
Oh, I was talking about that guy behind us.
Oh, right. Yes.
And I was telling the origin story of how we got this painting.
Right. Which real quick to recap, you were out walking with your friend.
I think.
You think maybe he's
a
good guy though.
I was getting Chinese food. I walked about 2 blocks. I saw this on the street, like discarded by the garbage, and I was like, "Oh my God, I have to bring this back to the studio."
I think you must have been alone, because who in the world would encourage you and say, "Please take that from the street"?
Well, now my memory, you would have said no.
Yeah, I would have said no.
Why?
I would have said no.
Why?
Well, because now I have to look at this thing every day. I look at it all the time.
Well,
and it's looking at me
How does it make you feel?
all the time.
It's actually looking at you right now. It's not even looking at me.
Oh my God. Well.
Is it spooky? Is it creepy? Is it scary? Or is it just, does it make you think? Does it make you think?
No.
Okay.
No. But, I have found, if I find weird art, and you do all the time.
All the time.
All the time on the street, I'll bring it in. I mean, I have stuff I've brought in from the street here that you don't like. My little toothbrush guy, you don't like him at all.
It's okay. So wait, I bring it back to the studio, and I feel like Swifty Lang was there because it was at his behest that we bring it back. He thought it'd be funny. And of course, I thought it'd be funny.
It is funny because then didn't you put it in the bathroom once and you put it? I
scared people in the bathroom. Yeah, you open the door and turn on the light, and there's this thing spooking people. And then I would arrange this in the studio to be across from someone's art table, so they had to see it, and they were the people who vocalized how they hated it.
Yeah.
So then I did that too, which I think is funny. And we can always move it, but alas, it kind of had its spots, know. And you can't really tell because of this lens on your laptop, but that is a big painting. It looks kind of like a small painting. That's true. It doesn't.
It's huge.
It's a giant painting.
Huge.
It's about half my size. So, and I love that it's black and white. It's creepy. It's weird looking. It's horrible. I actually think it's a good painting. There's the craftsmanship of it,
Sure.
So
someone spent a lot of time.
And I do wonder why. I mean, I don't wonder why it was thrown out, because clearly somebody was creeped out by it. Maybe it was a gift, and then they decided to discard it or re-gift it to the street or whatever, or see what happened. And I felt like it needed a home. And when we were cleaning out our last studio, we moved about a month and a half ago to the new studio. I got rid of a lot of things, except I needed to bring this. This had to, and I don't even have an attachment to the Stephen King story. The horror movie was okay, whatever, but it really is that actual painting. I like that painting. It's if anybody ever comes to visit, this will be one of the things you get to enjoy.
There's an actress who collects clown paintings. Do you know who?
Who?
Diane Keaton.
Really?
She loves a clown painting. I believe she even has a book called Clown Paintings that showcases her collection.
So she published her collection.
You should give this to her.
I mean,
She's probably the only person who would take it.
I mean, if she would enjoy it, and she's a connoisseur of clown paintings. I wonder if she has a John Wayne Gacy clown painting.
You should look into it, because I think she really does. Yeah, she has a large collection of clown paintings.
That's if I was to get one. Well, I mean, that's the obvious one. I remember when I was younger, I was way into serial killers like Ed Gein and John Wayne Gacy. And when I say into them, not that I wanted to be one, okay? But they're fascinating characters. you know. Anyway, but if I was to get a clown painting, it would be a John Wayne Gacy, and look him up. He's a very troubled man.
It's taking a turn. Do you collect anything
besides stories?
Yeah.
Like comic books, movies, TV
shows. That's true. You collect media. Do you have any other collections?
But there's stories. I basically collect stories. I don't collect toys necessarily. I have some custom made toys that are amazing. And I have some toys from when I was a child, but I didn't continue playing toys.
Oh, you do? Like what?
The first Star Wars.
Yeah, I still
toys.
have. I have some of those.
You have some of those?
Yeah.
I have. I think I might still have some GI Joes, and there was Action Jackson. I don't know if you remember that. Character.
Action Jackson, like there's an '80s movie called Action Jackson.
Yes, with Carl Weathers.
Yeah. Who is in The Mandalorian?
That's right. And so I think Action Jackson was like a GI Joe knockoff. You know. In fact, I have a weird little story. Me and my brother were playing with our Action Jackson dolls. I think in East Hampton or in Montauk or some beach. You know, and we're playing in the water with our action figures, and a wave knocked us over or something, and suddenly we lost our dolls into the vast ocean. And I remember crying. No. My brother was crying, but down, I don't know, like 50 yards away, there was a fisherman.
Is this real?
This is a real story, which is why it won't say, well, you know what the result is. He was fishing and he was just catching fish. And at one point he started pulling in, and he caught both our dolls that were wrapped, holding each other in the wire and the hook of, his fishing tackle gear, rod, whatever, and pulled it up, and he saw us, and he realized that they were our toys.
Oh, that's a great story.
And like, I could not believe it. Like, I don't necessarily believe in God, or I'm not religious, I might be spiritual, but I kind of believed in God at that moment.
Yeah.
It was really weird. Like God wanted us.
A higher power taking care of.
I couldn't believe it. And like, it wasn't like, it was just me and my family, a couple friends, maybe a fisherman over there, and then way down be like another family, right? So it was kind of a spare beach and the vast ocean. And I could not believe this. And we got our Action Jackson dolls. I mean, they were wet, but we got them back, and I could not believe that. So I have those, I think, somewhere in a box. And also Mego was the toy manufacturer, and they also did Marvel characters, and I believe even DC characters. So I have a bunch of those. And my brother was talk about collector. Oh my God. When he moved to Des Moines, Iowa, he's like famous for having a mass collection of, I think, Mego toys, and then custom made new ones, taking the parts and bodies of other characters that have been broken or something, and then would manifest brand new characters that were never produced by Mego for other collectors or really commissions or something like that. So
wait, he even won an award. Do that, or he would make it, or he would make it.
Yes.
Whoa.
Yes. And he had a mass collection that when he passed away, I think I got some of those toys from our childhood, but most of them went to other collectors or friends of his. But yeah, that was one of his things.
Oh my gosh, that's a cool thing.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, in terms of collecting, I love stories. So graphic novels, comic books, movies, television, on DVD. But now with streaming, there's some things I'm watching that maybe I won't buy because I saw it already. And as we get older, there's so many cool new stories coming about that it's going to be hard to revisit some of the older stories that I thought I would be revisiting on a regular basis. Although there are movies that I do revisit. Not a lot of television, but a lot of movies I do rewatch.
Hey, I have a bunch of toys from when I was a kid. I have one from the 80s. It was a very short-lived toy called a couch potato. Do you
not Mr. Potato Head, which is not Mr. Potato Head anymore.
This is like in the 80s, and it was really just a giant stuffed potato.
Like a real potato?
No, it was a stuffed animal, but it was a potato.
So it was
So it's just like a big old brown lump with like eyes.
Was it a knockoff?
Just like in a sack, and like they were trying to market it, to kids.
When I
cuddle up with your brown blob.
Well, I mean, when I was at Wizard World for about 3 years, I did their show. I did like 6 to 7 of their shows a year as a guest. And I would have time to walk around and check out the comic books and other artists and fans and whatnot. But there was a lot of stuffed toys and a lot of really odd. And I remember like it was a tall, like green worm. I'm forgetting what it was or if that was part of something. And I remember thinking, who wants these things? Like they manufacture these things.
Yeah.
And they did well. They sold well.
Oh,
better than comic books, that's for sure. Mm-hmm. And people just like to hold on to something, whatever it is. And I actually do you have a teddy bear or anything like that you hold on to when you go to sleep?
Oh, me? Like, no.
Have you ever?
I don't. I don't really think I ever, that I can think of. I'll ask my mom, but I don't think I ever really did. My brother did. He had a stuffed Curious George, and Curious George went with him everywhere. And my daughter has had this like dragon that she sleeps. She has like a whole mountain of stuffed toys that she sleeps with. But like there's this one dragon that has been everywhere. And yeah.
Oh, that's so
and
sweet.
at night it's cute because she'll just like have it under her arm.
Well, my cat Belle, when we got her over 5 years ago, maybe 6 years now, she came with the little stuffed duck, a little one that had a little bell on it that when you shake it goes ting-a-ling-a-ling, kind of thing. And she still like sleeps next to that to this day. Or like when I go leave the apartment to go to work for the day and the duck is away, I sometimes go bring that to her. I also have a little tiger and this other little kind of white little, I don't even know what it is. I call it Oma. I don't know what it is. This other little thing. So I give her stuffed animals. My other cat, Kima, doesn't really care about little toys. But if I take away Belle's toy and give it to Kima, she swipes at it really quickly and holds on to it and smells it. Because I think she feels like, oh, I stole Belle's toy. And I think she likes that. Yeah. It's like a power thing. I do have a teddy bear that my father gave me that is in my bedroom up on a shelf that I look at once in a while late at night. But my very first stuffed toy that, I slept next to was a clown.
And you brought it full circle.
It's a clown that I named George.
Oh.
Which is weird. Which is very, very weird. And my brother, I feel like he had like a Winnie the Pooh kind of teddy bear stuffed animal that I think he called Labrador, but I might be mixing that up. So yeah, my first stuffed toy was a clown that after many years, it got scary looking because of how beat up it was. Let's put it that way.
Do you still have it?
I might still have that in storage somewhere, yes.
Well, now that you've told this story, I can sort of understand maybe what attracted you to this horrible painting.
Thank you. I think we found the origin of why this must exist in my life and now yours.
One day you're gonna come and not gonna be here anymore.
You're gonna be in the painting. I'm gonna look at the painting. It's gonna be you. It's gonna somehow steal your soul, and then it's gonna escape and run away.
Oh.
And I think my actual childhood stuffed clown was from FAO Schwartz.
I'm gonna paint some bangs on that.
On that clown, you can give that clown a little.
Well, you got a forehead that big. That's the side. You gotta have.